Okay, so is Vital an online student, international student? Vital. There are no international students in. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Okay, so we will move on to the third chapter in module 1, types of sentences. Okay, so what is your understanding of a sentence? Sentence refers to group of words that are arranged logically. Usually a sentence in English will have a SVO pattern, subject verb object pattern. Subject verb object. Let's say if I ask you what are you doing now, you say I am listening to the class. Translate the same. Now the pattern is SVO, subject verb object. So which is the subject here? I is the subject. Am is the helping verb. Listening is the verb. To the class. Class becomes the object. To is preposition the article. Translate the same sentence in your mother tongue. See whether the pattern is SVO or any other pattern. I am listening to the class. A sentence in English. Translate the same sentence in your mother tongue. See whether the pattern is SVO or any other pattern. What is the pattern? It is subject, object, and verb. So you should know the difference between the pattern, grammatical pattern in English sentence and also in other sentences, other languages. Okay, here you have various types of sentences. A sentence is nothing but set of words that is complete in itself. When can you call it as a sentence? It should be complete in itself, means it should have a complete meaning. Random group of words doesn't make a sentence. It should have a complete meaning. Typically containing a subject and a predicate. Predicate here refers to an object. Conveying a statement, question, exclamation, or command, and consisting of a main clause and sometimes one or more subordinate clauses. Main clauses means what? Okay, I was listening to the class when the bell rang. Here there are two sentences. One is the main sentence, and one is a main clause, other is a dependent clause. Which is the dependent clause in this sentence? I was listening to the class when the bell rang. Which is the main clause? Which is the dependent clause? Which is the dependent clause? When the bell rang. Dependent clause means what? It has to depend on the main clause for its meaning. When the bell rang does not give you complete meaning. Only in the context of when I was listening to the class, it gives some meaning. Okay? Conveying a statement, question, exclamation, or command, and consisting of a main clause and sometimes one or more subordinate or dependent clauses. On basic of the function of the sentence, they can be broadly classified into 5 types: declarative or assertive, affirmative, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory. Okay? What do you mean by declarative or assertive sentence? These kind of sentences are basically used to state information or declare something. They are the most common type of sentence used in any language. Declarative sentences can be positive or negative. The sentence always ends with a period. Period means full stop. I'm feeling hungry. He goes to the college near the park. They are singing my favorite song. Declarative means you declare something. Basic form of sentences which are predominantly used. Then affirmative sentences. Affirmative means positive sentences. Okay, I asked him, I requested him for money. He responded in the affirmative. Affirmative means what? In a positive way. These sentences are used to describe any general action, event, speech, or expression. All students are present in the class. I am never late. She is reading a book I recommended. Okay, something you denote in a positive way. Then interrogative. Interrogative means, questioning, questions, WH questions, why, where, when, whom, which, how. Okay, these sentences are used in order to ask a question. Interrogative sentences end with question marks. This is very much important. Whenever you are asked to convert a normal sentence into an interrogative sentence, it should always end with a question mark. Even if the sentence is correct, if you don't insert a question mark, you will lose full marks. These sentences are used in order to ask a question. Interrogative sentences end with question marks. In English, interrogative questions often begin with interrogative words like who, when, where, why, what, and how. Who asked you to leave the group? When did this happen? Where are you going? Why would you say something like that to him? What does this mean? How have you been holding up? Okay, so any topic for that matter, even where you can apply this to your studies as well. This is one of the study technique. Any concept that you take, for example, blockchain, you pose all these WH questions to it, you will get an answer. You should know when did it start, who started it, why was it started, how is it going to be beneficial for human beings. So you need not buy out any concept, any theory that you study in your other core subjects. You apply this WH questions, it will be easy for you. A question fragment can be added onto the end of the declarative or imperative sentence. This fragment is called a tag or a tail question. Question tags or a tail question. Usually the rule related to question tag is if the given sentence is in positive, the question tag will be negative. If the given sentence is negative, the question tag will be positive. You have answered all the questions on this test. You have answered. Have answered is a positive. The question tag or the tail question will be haven't you. Close the window. Will you? After an imperative sentence. Then imperative sentences. These sentences are used to give a command, make a request. Imperative sentences. So there are different types of sentences for different purposes. For request and command, it is imperative. They can also be used to express sentences which suggest giving an advice, a suggestion, a warning, or a wish. They can be followed by a period, a question mark, or an exclamation mark. Be quiet. Commanding. Please have a seat. You are requesting somebody. Watch out. You are warning somebody. You could apply for the exam as you have time now. It's an advice. Enjoy yourselves. It's a suggestion. Then exclamatory sentences. Exclamatory sentences are sentences which are used to convey sudden feelings or emotions like alas, hooray. These sentences are used to express great exclaim or show strong emotion. Exclamatory sentences end with exclamation mark. Use of exclamation phrases is also common in these sentences. That magic trick was amazing. What wonderful weather we are having today. How lovely to see you. How well he sings. Hooray, we won the match. So these are all convey sudden feelings or emotions. So there are few examples or exercises that are given to you. You should just identify the type of sentence given below. They are reading a book. You speak English. It's a fine day. She's not a student. I do not like rainy weather. She never walks alone. Where do you live? Stand up. Open the door, will you? How wonderful. What fine weather we are having. So you have to identify what type of sentences are these. Okay, first go through the types of sentences.